Hey, watch it, meatball head.
Oh, sorry.
A 30? Admirable.
No!
Are you stupid or just incredibly lazy?
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
Sorry for the lazy intro. This is going to be a quick video that I wanted to make, and I just wanted to kind of put together a funny little meme that I thought was a little like a haha. It's not very good, but thank you anyways. So I'm still currently editing and working on the other two parts to my Discord story. Don't worry, I already have them all recorded and currently editing both of them right now. But I saw a tweet on my timeline that I really wanted to talk about because, oh my god, is this whole thing so fucking stupid. But oh no. Not just on the OP side. Oh no. Because my theory is that when shit hits the fan, in whatever capacity it might be, there is more than one person who is at fault for it. It is never just one person's fault, especially when something is a colossal shit stain as something like this, or whatever kind of situation or scenario you can think of. Everybody is a little at fault for something in some fucking way, you know what I mean? So basically the tweet that I'm talking about, I'm going to read later on. Technically just this person who was bitching and shitting about how Lilo and Stitch was like about like abuse or some bullshit like that, and Lilo's a giant brat or whatever, which is like whatever. The person can have their opinion, and that's what the original video was going to be about. I was going to go through it paragraph by paragraph and pick out the points and I guess quote unquote debunk it. I don't really know the word that I'm trying to look for right now for that. However, the next part, or the bottom half of this video, is going to be about the response. No, not the response to the first post, or the response to the second post of the OP, technically rewriting the last two paragraphs. That was basically summing it up as, if you don't fucking agree with me, you can fuck off and you're all fucking stupid and dumb for having this opinion. How dare you have an opinion that differs from mine? All of you can literally fuck off. Basically, it's the entire embodiment of what Tumblr is besides porn. So now that porn's gone, it's just them. They're the last ones there. Last one's still hanging around. Now they're slowly but surely starting to come onto Twitter. I know, guys. It's like the fucking Viner invasion on YouTube, but it's the Tumblr invasion on Twitter. God damn. We already have enough social justice warriors on fucking Twitter. Oh my god. We don't need more. But anyways, it was just people, like the OP replied and redid the last two paragraphs telling everyone to fuck off, basically saying, hey, I'm sorry for that. That was a little like mean. I just want to say you all can have your own fucking opinions, you know, whatever. But I still believe what I believe that I wrote originally, which I'm okay with. That's fine. It's a fucking opinion about a fucking child's movie, a Disney kids movie, okay? Look, who fucking cares? They can have their fucking opinion. I don't care about that. I care about the fact that they obviously saw that the last two were a little whatever, and they changed it, which was good, nice. But then the comments below were so fucking bitter and shitty. We're going to go over those as well, because those people are just as bad, and they are not going to be going unscathed in this video. Oh, no. Just because you're a bystander who's being shitty and not the one on stage spotlighted, that doesn't mean that you get away with this. Nope. We will be going over with you as well. So on April 5th, Squiggly Dig posted on Twitter saying,
Folks have been asking what 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐥𝐚𝐢𝐸 meant in his drawing I did the other night, in our critic of Lilo and Stitch. So here's the full reason as I posted it on Tumblr, best as I can explain.
Followed by this drawing and 3 screenshots of a Tumblr post, because of course this fucking came from Tumblr. Guys, like I said before, of course this fucking came from Tumblr. That's all that's over there anymore. They're fucking bored, and now they're slowly starting to come over to fucking Twitter. Twitter already sucks now to begin with. Damn. Okay, so before we even get to this all started, just wanted to be out there, wanted it to be known. I fucking hate Disney. I hate them as a company. I hate the kind of business that they do, and I hate just about a giant percent of all their fucking movies. They're very formulaic. It's technically, all their scripts are basically like over-exaggerated Mad Libs that they just literally put words into blank spaces and they're like, okay, good enough. I only like a very, very small amount of movies that come out under their company, and that's only because those are one of the very few movies that are not formulaic, one of them actually being Lilo and Stitch. So while I am just a bit biased with this, I also, like, if there's something stupid in a movie that I like, I'm still going to point it out. I'm still going to like it, but I can still point out that, okay, this is dumb, but I still am going to watch it, and I still fucking like it. You know what I mean? So while I still like a very small handful of movies from Disney, about 99.suck-my-cock% of all of their fucking movies suck. I forget how Tumblr works, to be completely honest. I used it for a month back in 2007, and that was fucking it. But you can ask people questions or whatever. And so this person asked,
would you mind sharing a quick summary of why you don't think Lilo and Stitch is a good movie? I didn't get to see the stream, and I'm quite curious as I haven't met a person who didn't like Lilo and Stitch. It was a fantastic movie.
And then OP replied was a string of just like, okay, dude.
Sure thing. I'll try to be brief. So let's take a look at Lilo and Stitch's setup. It's actually a great premise. A kid who thinks the world is set against her, an older sister who's at her wit's end and trying to take care for the kid completely on her own. The scenario happens a lot in real life, where the kid feels as though nothing is in her favor and her life itself is unfair. Her ideals are not matching up with reality.
Even with this being the literal only fucking thing that this person does not have to bitch or shit about, it's still fucking wrong. To be completely honest, the OP is looking just a little too deep into this. The movie is about dealing with trauma and moving on from trauma and everyone just trying to just get by and forming a family beyond your blood family and forming one with your community. That's basically what the whole fucking movie is about. Ohana, which is an actual Hawaiian fucking term that means to belong and to like accept people who are not just of your family but extended family, and it's all about community. It has nothing to do with the premise is like them growing up and whatever, but that's not really the point of the movie. That's just like the setting to display and to kind of work around like the meaning of the fucking movie. Also, the other point that I want to make, I'm not going to make right now, because at the end where she says where the kid feels as though nothing in her favor in her life and everything's unfair, that is feeding into this weird concept that this person got from the movie, that they think that Lilo is a brat. So I'm going to drone on and on and on and on about why that's bullshit. So I'm not going to touch on that point right now because I'm going to touch on it plenty through the whole fucking video. Another thing to get out of the way and to get this like decided right now, in the movie, it's never actually stated exactly like how old Lilo is, but it's commonly believed that she's about 6. I think that was like by like the like Disney said that she was like 6 or something. Let's all be real. I don't know any fucking 5 or 6-year-old who has that level of vocabulary and comprehension, understanding of the world around her. But okay. So it's kind of weird because, to be completely honest, by the way that she acts and the way that she like talks and interacts with things around her. So for this whole entire thing, we're going to go with the perception that she's like 7 or 8 instead of 6, because even though it says that she's 6, she's not fucking 6. There's no goddamn way she's 6. The way that she acts, the way she talks, there's no fucking way that she's 6.
The kid and her sister, Lilo and Nani, have a really bad fight, and Lilo shuts herself in her room in a tantrum. Later, Nani finds Lilo wishing for an angel to come and save her from her horrible situation that she's in.
I mean, nothing too bad so far. Yeah, families fight. That's what happens when you live with somebody in a confined area for an extended amount of time. You're gonna fucking fight, okay?
Now, here's where the movie starts to do what it shouldn't do. Let's take a look at Lilo.
Oh my god, here it fucking goes again. I had to read through all this to do the script. I'm having to do it a fucking again. Oh, this OP has got, bro, okay, this OP has got fucking some weird ass beef with Lilo. I don't know if like Lilo subtweeted her or fucking, I don't know what you do on Tumblr to throw people shade, send people a note. I don't fucking know, but they got beef.
Lilo isn't just the bullied weird kid. She's a brat. She's a brat! Her first instinct when someone says something she doesn't like is to get violent. And it may seem funny on the screen, but this sort of behavior is not funny in real life. And if you think it is, there is a real problem there. Lilo is horrendously ungrateful for everything Nani sacrifices for her, and gets bitter and spiteful when she's called on it. So much so that the child throws a tantrum. Poor Nani is left still trying to pick up the slack, still trying to fix things in Lilo's destructive wake. And Lilo honestly doesn't care.
Hey, so like, I don't know if any of you have ever like been in the extended presence of a 2 to 8-year-old. But they have tantrums. Literally, she's fucking 7. 6, 7, doesn't matter. She's a fucking kid. Like, she's gonna have a fucking tantrum. Also, the only reason why anybody thinks the part where she fucking beats Myrtle's punk pussy pucker suckering ass is because Myrtle's a cunt. Myrtle's a straight up fucking cunt. Bitch needs to be put in her fucking place. Obviously, I'm not condoning the fact that it's allowed or okay for her to wail on her. But obviously, you can see why. Obviously, at that kind of age, when somebody is this shitty with you and you've been going through some fucking trauma. By the way, don't know if you've ever seen the movie, but at this point in the movie, Lilo's parents are dead. So she's still trying to fucking get to that. She going through some shit right now. She's stressed, and then this girl calls her fucking weird. She's gonna pop off on her. There's actually a deeper reason like why she does that. I'm not going into it because it's I don't want to make this video like 30 minutes long. I hate making very long videos for you guys. I feel like it's really long and rambly, so I try not to do that. But anyways, just like summing it up, she's fucking 7-year-old kid going through a very uncommon traumatic situation that not a lot of people have to go through at her age. And I think it's pretty understandable the fact that she's going to pop off a lot. And it's not like people allow her to do this. She gets in trouble when she tries to wail on her. She does get yelled at. Another point that the OP tries to make in this one, saying that poor Nani is left still trying to pick up after her. This point also doesn't really make much sense, to be completely honest, because the person talks as if Nani has to, it's like Nani is like a friend. And if you're a friend of somebody, picking up after them when they're being really destructive is not really your responsibility. So I would get it if that's the point that this was coming across. But it's not. Nani is responsible for Lilo as if Lilo was her daughter. She has a choice of when these kinds of situations happen in real life. A lot of the times people are given a choice to have their sibling going to the foster care system or to take them on, but they have to prove that they can. And Nani doesn't want to fucking lose more of her family, so she takes her on. But in this, Nani now is responsible for Lilo as if Lilo was her daughter or child, not as a sister, which is another problem that Nani is stressed with having, and also Lilo is stressed with having. The transition between you are my sibling and now you are a parental role. That is a huge power shift, and it's gonna take anybody a while to have that shift depending on the relationship. Like, hell, fuck, if my parents died and my brother was now the parental role in the house, it would take fucking a long time for me to fucking listen to his stupid ass. And this is pointed out pretty clearly in the beginning of the movie when they have the fight, and then afterwards she comes in and she's like, I like you better as a sister than a mom. And then she's also like, but you like me better as a sister than a rabbit, right? Meaning that she's having a difficult time accepting Nani as a parental role because she's fucking 7 years old. Like, this is a lot to process. Your entire world is just gone in a minute, and now you have to reevaluate everything and like find your feet again in your life, and you're fucking 7 years old. Like, it's a lot to go through. A lot of things that she does, a lot of her outbursts can be all explained because she's fucking 7 years old, going through trauma of having her family completely broken, and her trying to find her feet again in her life.
Lilo is of the mindset that it's Nani's job to clean up after her messes and take the entirety for granted. In the messages of the movie, family means nobody gets left behind underscores this and even says that it is a family's job to fix a member's messes without holding them accountable or responsible for anything. The natural result of this message is a wonderfully horrific movie called The Godfather. I highly recommend it if you haven't ever watched it. It's not a fun movie, but it's a very eye-opening.
By the way, I'm sorry for that. I'm really not good at reading. But also, The Godfather is a completely different situation because it deals with family and business being put together. The whole entire concept of The Godfather and their family dynamic, and Lilo and Stitch and their family dynamic, the reason why Lilo acts the way she does is because she's 7 years old going through trauma. Like, in fucking Nani trying to accept a parental role at an extremely young age with somebody who recently always saw her as a sister. It's just something you go through. There's no way to avoid what they're going through. When this shit happens, it's just a process you got to go through, okay? Also, sorry, but family means nobody gets left behind has no fucking fucking relation to the message that the Godfather sends. Like I just said before, the family dynamic of the Godfather and the family dynamic of Lilo and Stitch are completely fucking different. You're so dumb. You're stupid. I'm so sorry. You're so dumb if you think that those two family dynamics are in any fucking way the same. The Godfather is a very toxic family that deals with business and murder and these fucked up sociopathic people who run a fucking mob industry. Holy shit. Lilo and Stitch is literally just about a girl who finds a fucking alien and they're going through trauma. Oh my god, they're nowhere near the same. I want to furtherly apologize for calling you stupid. I got really mad. That point is just really stupid. I'm so sorry. That was super uncalled for.
So when Lilo wishes for someone to arrive to fix all of her problems again,
she doesn't want somebody to come fix her problems. She wants a friend.
Somebody who'd reinforce the behavior that she likes, regardless of how bad those behaviors are for everyone around her.
She doesn't like her behavior. Nowhere in the movie does she ever favor or like her behavior.
Now, Stitch is a monster. Stitch is and should be the physical manifestation of Lilo's bitterness, self-indulgence, and tendency to lash out at anything that's set against her.
It's literally not that fucking deep.
He should be more of a monster than the movie claims.
Metaphorically, no, that would make absolutely no sense. Not metaphorically, yes, because his original concept art, he looked hella, he looked a little, yikes. And I'm glad that they changed him because, ugh.
It's not Stitch's narrative role in this kind of story to be sympathetic. He needs to be the ultimate result of allowing your child to become a little monster.
Sweetheart, I think you're gonna pull a muscle from reaching. You're once again looking way too fucking deep into all this shit. I don't know what kind of underlining shit has happened to you in your life or whatever. I don't know if you had to take care of a 6-year-old once and it just was the fucking worst or whatever and their parents just let them do whatever they want. Because trust me, there are parents who their kids act like assholes and they just fucking just don't do anything. Those people, it's the parents' fault, not the child's. But no, you're reaching way too far.
Where the story should go from here is that Lilo and Stitch have a grand old time together, wreaking fun havoc on Nani's life and the lives of everyone around them.
Wow, this sounds so formulaic, like basically every Disney movie ever, which is why this is one of the very few movies from Disney that I actually like, because it's not a over-glorified Mad Lib.
Until finally, the havoc actually affects Lilo's life, and she cannot avoid the repercussions. Her indulgences allowing this monster to destroy everything has brought things to a very, very bad place. Lilo should try to confront Stitch, and Stitch should not care in the slightest, echoing how Lilo responded to when Nani finally tried to confront her. And now the reality of what happens should sink in for Lilo. So her only remaining option would be to abandon Stitch to get rid of the monster. Only at this point would Stitch also start realizing that he's done this to himself.
Stitch and Lilo's relationship is not a mirror of Lilo and Nani's relationship at fucking all. You are dumb. Sorry, you're dumb. I don't know. I don't understand where these lines are connecting for you, but okay.
Things should get bad in the plot from here. As is commonly said, acknowledging the problem is the first part of fixing it. Lilo and Nani are pretty much left in a broken home where Nani has no idea what to do. Lilo has destroyed Nani's life, and yet Lilo doesn't want to accept the problem was of her own doing. If she did accept it, she wouldn't have tried to act like it wasn't a part of her. She wouldn't have symbiotically removed Stitch.
This has nothing to fucking do. Lilo didn't cause Nani's stress at all. Knowingly caused it with malicious intent. Nani's stress is a accumulation of a bunch of things that are 100% out of her control, mostly stemming from her parents dying in a car accident and her having to raise Lilo and not knowing how to do that because she is not a fucking parent. It's a learning experience for her. She doesn't get to start out with Lilo as a baby and go from there. She has to start out with a full-blown fucking terrible 7-year-old who's also dealing with extreme trauma, and Nani is stressed and doesn't know how to deal with it, and just an accumulation of things that are out of her control all coming down at once that are just a part of life. She's stressed dealing with life, like all of us are. We're all stupid, squirmy, crying little babies in this world, just trying to reach out for something to love us, to fill a void. That's all what we're doing, okay? She's no different.
Stitch is up in space or whatever. being brought back to the research lab or something. There, however, he learns of something terrible that's going to happen to Nani and Lilo and all of the people that put up with his nonsense for so long back down on Earth. What exactly this terrible thing is that's going to happen to him, it doesn't matter. What matters is the theme, the moral being shown. Stitch tries to ignore it because, hey, it's not my problem, but can't shake the guilt that begins to eat at him. And at the last second, Stitch changes his mind and makes the right decision and arrives to rescue Lilo and Nani at the nick of time.
So I don't know if I haven't expressed this point by now, but Stitch is a pretty good representation of something that's never been shown love or trust before, and how they, when put in these kinds of, it's like a dog. It's like a really rough dog from a shelter. They've never been shown love before. Just because you put them in a good home, that doesn't mean that a flip is going to switch and they're like, oh, I'm happy now. No, it's going to take time. It's going to take energy, and it's going to take a lot of forgiving and a lot of love to show them that you can trust us. We love you and you're safe. But this creature, Stitch, does not understand this at first for a long time because he's never had it before. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't know what to do with it, because he's never had it. In the beginning, he was very, very selfish, and he used Lilo as a shield because he didn't understand love. He didn't know what it was, so why would he be looking for it? But then after he spends bonding time with Lilo, he starts to learn to love, learn to trust them, and his viewpoints change. And he doesn't really understand this or know this really until he's faced with this dilemma. And then he really does understand that this is what they want, because that's how things are with some people, sadly. Oh wow, it's almost as if Stitch had a character arc. Wow. That's something you don't see in a Disney movie often. And then there's this last part that's basically just an echo chamber of everything else that's been said beforehand, so we're not even going to fuck with that. We're just going to read the last line here.
But instead, we get, you should love and take care of your family, no matter how they abuse you or take you for granted. What a horrible message.
That is a no fucking... Who is she being abused by? The 7-year-old? Wow, a child having a temper tantrum and being selfish. Yeah, sounds like a kid learning how to fucking deal with the world. The whole movie is literally just about two people going through trauma together and trying to find community amongst themselves. It's basically what the whole entire phrase of Ohana, which is an actual fucking Hawaiian phrase that actually does mean community amongst and beyond your... And I don't know how the fuck this person doesn't understand this or see this, but there's a clear, defined line between a toxic and abusive family member and somebody going through a hard time. When somebody's going through a hard time, falling down a dark hole, whatever it might be, this is seen as something being out of the norm for them. It's not something that they develop into. It's something that's seen out of the norm for them. It is a brief period in time, however long that brief period might be, and that person shows active signs of them wanting to get better, but they're struggling. Whatever the situation might fucking be, because we can all get into those points, and you shouldn't be abandoned for that simple fact alone. However, there are a bunch of other people, though, who are very toxic and don't care, or try to play that I want to get better, but they don't really fucking mean it. That they're lying just to get something from you. They're not using it as a way to be like, I'm trying to get better, and they really want to, but they just end up relapsing a bunch. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who actively say that as a manipulative tactic to get what they want, and they don't actually mean what they're saying. They're just using that as a empathetic manipulation. Those kind of people can literally fuck off. I personally understand that kind of point of view that she's trying to point out. I keep saying she because every time I talk about this poster, the original post that I saw was of a female avatar, so I keep seeing she, and if this person is not a she, I am very, 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 very sorry. Just because you don't like someone does not mean you should misgender them. I'm very sorry in advance. If I am saying she and you're not, I'm sorry. But anyways, in my own family, which I don't have a really close connection with my family. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm autistic and I was never close with my family to begin with. I don't fucking know. All I know is I'm not super close with my family. I don't hate them, but I don't like them a lot. Like I wouldn't die for them. Not in a fucked up way. But anyways, I have a brother, an older brother. His name is... Oh, I probably shouldn't say his name. Whatever. I fucking hate him. I hate him. Every fiber of my being. I fucking hate my brother. He's manipulative. He tries to pull strings with my family to get shit from them. He only comes to them when he fucking needs something. And then if we ever need anything from him, he acts like we're so fucking selfish and ungrateful. I'm not even joking. He also takes the same kind of amphetamine ADD medication that I do. And for the longest time, he would always ask me for a pill here and there, and I always did it. I don't even know why. I just did. And one time I had half my pills stolen from this weird fucking sociopath I fucking used to live with. And if you don't know anything about amphetamine or like stimulant medication, it's a controlled substance in the US. That means that they only give you 30 pills for 30 days, and then after 30 days, that's it. You can't get a refill before the 30 days are up. So he took 11 of my pills. Means I had to go through an 11-day withdrawal, which was so fucking fun. Great for the first year of living by myself. I loved that very much. And I asked my brother, I'm like, can I just like have 2 pills? I just need some help getting by because I had 2 jobs. I was fucking fatigued. I was going through such a hard time in my life. And he literally told me, you should be more responsible. Even though he's asked me multiple times, like with the same fucking stories that I just gave him. And at that point, I was like, I don't want anything to do with you. Don't talk to me. Don't fucking conversate with me. Don't fucking let my name slip out of your goddamn bullshit eating mouth ever again. I fucking hate you. Because he's manipulative. He manipulates my whole fucking family. None of them fucking see it. None of them fucking realize it except maybe my little brother. I'm the only one who understands and knows that my brother is toxic and he doesn't care. He literally sees all of us as tools in his life. And no, I'm not going to be your fucking tool. However, there's a difference though. My little brother, went through a really hard time in his life and he was really mean to everybody. But it was because he was going through a hard time in his life. And I knew better. And he did not show long forms of him being abusive like this. So I knew that he wasn't like that all the time and he just needed help. And that was it. My older brother, however, has displayed this kind of behavior throughout his entire life. So there's a clear difference between someone being toxic and dangerous in a family, whether it be violently dangerous or manipulatively dangerous, and someone who's just going through a hard time. There is a clear fucking difference. And some people don't see it. And some people do continue to enable people who are very toxic and dangerous in their life when they shouldn't, and they should cut them. And they do use the thing, well, they're family. I'm like, so cut them. They're fucking toxic. But that's different between somebody going through a hard time and you helping them because you're family. There is a difference between that. Now that I've bitched and lectured about that a little more than I probably should have, and I've probably lost half the audience, and that's understandable, I'm sorry, we are going to dive into the second half of the video of me wanting to talk about the response. Now, when the person posted this, the last 2 paragraphs of their post said,
at any rate, it's no wonder people like this movie. It's incredibly indulgent and reinforces the notion that a person doesn't need to be responsible for themselves because somebody else will fix every problem they have. What a blissful, irresponsible message. Watch out for people who get offended at this sort of critique and who react highly negatively when somebody insults something they like. It often means they've attached too much of their own identity to this thing and feel personally called out when somebody points out that it's a bad message.
Now, I kind of understand what they're trying to get at. I feel like they're also trying to get at I don't like Star Wars. I don't like Star Wars. There's a reason behind it. It's not because of the story. I just don't like it. And people act personally fucking offended. Like I called their mother a whore and shot their dad in the middle of the goddamn street. They act so fucking offended. I can have an opinion, Karen, okay? We can have a difference of opinion. I don't think Grey's Anatomy is a good show. I think it's dog shit. Sorry, Karen. But I understand where they were trying to get at, but it does come off very preachy. And they kind of saw this, and they ended up Xing it out, and they replaced it.
I shouldn't have said this. The point of the response should have been to explain my perspective and opinion on a movie, not to make a qualitative judgment of people who like the film. And it was presumptuous of me to do that. There's a lot about the film to like. The music is wonderful, the animation is lovely, and there's a whole slew of other reasons to admire it. Everyone has a thing from their childhood and they're fond of, which left a lasting impact on them. Of course, people are going to go, whoa, wait a second, when someone basically insults it and makes them for liking it. It was really uncool of me, I am sorry.
Now this part is the part that I would highly commend. Thank you very much. I do feel like the last part was a little attacky, but them making this response is extremely why I don't take their opinion too much to heart, because they look very self-aware. And okay, all right, guys, okay, come on, like let's all be real. Let's all fucking be real here. Okay, it's just you, me, and the 2 other people who watch my videos. Okay, so my final thoughts. Who fucking cares? It's goddamn Disney, okay? No, but seriously, everyone can have their own opinion about a fucking movie. If you really like a movie, yeah, guess what? Every single movie, doesn't matter which one it is, every single fucking movie ever made's got flaws because we're fucking humans. And guess what? We can all have our own opinions on our own shit. You know what I mean? Except if the person's opinion is, hey, like, I don't like in the movie, it wasn't really seen too highly that this 14-year-old was having sex with a 26-year-old, but like, what does it matter, man? Age is just a number. Okay, those kinds of opinions? Okay, we don't. No, not what I'm talking about in this situation, okay? But I'm talking about overall. Let's all be real, okay? This is the most basic that this is going to be. Art is a form of whatever. It is not right, it is not wrong, except child porn is wrong. You know, even if you draw it, it's still wrong. I'm sorry. But it doesn't fucking matter because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good something is. Our brains just click with shit sometimes. It just does. It's just that simple. And if you don't like a movie, you're going to fucking shit on it. You can have your own opinion. That's 100% okay. I do love the fact that this person went back and redid the last 2 paragraphs. That's super fucking commendable. And it comes off extremely genuine. And I really do feel that they feel that way. And to be completely honest, I'm not mad at them at all. I'm just critiquing the points because I thought it was an interesting thing to talk about. But even though that was shitty, the people who are even shittier are not in the original post, but the second one. Those people, let's point out a couple of their comments, okay? Let's just go through a couple of these because they're fucking interesting. First of all, I just wanted to point out this person who literally just posted almost the exact same point twice. Look, dude, if we get it. Please just make your point once and be gone. Stop reposting the same fucking reply more than once. Nobody fucking cares, okay? Second post.
Yeah, you learned nothing.
They actually did learn something. They understood and they knew that the bottom part of their thing wasn't probably the best to say, so they changed it to be a lot more self-aware. But however, just because they still don't agree that your fucking childhood movie was the best fucking thing since sliced goddamn bread does not mean you gotta get salty with it, okay? It's a fucking kids movie from 2002.
This what most people do if they realize they offended the internet and decide to backpedal on their statement to appease the public. This is what this post is. If the OP had gotten less backlash, this wouldn't have been added. It's a Twitter version of YouTube apologies.
Okay, the fact that this person just lumped every YouTube apology together into one lump sum, I'm automatically discrediting everything that they just fucking said. Also, second point, backpedaling and learning from what you're doing and addressing something are two different things, but obviously this person just kind of wants to shit on them and doesn't really want to change their point of view, so that's cool. We're just going to allow them to keep thinking toxically. Thank you. Moving on.
It doesn't teach kids it's okay to lash out. It teaches kids that it makes sense why they lash out, because trauma and emotions are very tough at that age. You really need to just admit you're fully wrong on the matter because you are. I hope you're sterile.
Oh my god, dude, you were almost fucking there. The first half was fine, but what the fuck is this the last 2 sentences? The fact that this person doesn't understand the hypocrisy of their last 2 sentences, it fucking escapes my understanding. You need to just admit you are fully wrong on the matter because you are. Almost just as forcibly as the original OP's points of saying that Lilo is a fucking brat, and if you don't think that, you're fucking wrong. Wow, it's almost as hypocritical as your fucking last statement there. Also, hope you're sterile. What kind of toxic bullshit is that? Fuck you, dude. I also hope you're fucking sterile, dude, because with that kind of mindset, I really don't want you having kids. See how toxic that is? It's not nice when someone says it to you, though, huh?
I really hope you never have kids. That is the shittiest thing you could have said. Fuck off. Yes, that was the point. Wow, you're just so sad. I hope you never have kids either.
This, once again, is just extremely fucking hypocritical. The person, dude, bro, I love these fucking people. The people who put themselves on a high horse and they look down at other people. They're just like, you're bad. You're a bad person. You're bad. I'm saying that you're bad. You need to acknowledge you're a bad person. I fucking hate you. I don't have any legitimate criticism because I have the working brain of a fucking raisin, but I'm gonna say I fucking hate you. And then they fucking turn around and then they're just as toxic. So, I mean, it doesn't really fucking make any sense because you're being just as fucking toxic. If you don't have a compliment or criticism to a post, then just don't fucking say anything at all. Okay? These kinds of comments, they don't do anything. They're nothing. They don't do anything to the OP. So, like, what are you even doing? You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for selfish reasons. So, that's really nice. I don't have any criticisms and I can't actually put together a legitimate analytical thought, so I'm just going to say, fuck you. Yeah, because that really does something, right? It doesn't. I'm serious, though. I really do have a legitimate actual problem with these kinds of people. Okay, until next time, just remember that if you disagree with me, then you agree with Hitler and the entire Holocaust. So, yeah, bye.